For 2 decades, Vegeta fans have always wanted him to either surpass Goku or at least be on equal power, and specifically, they want Vegeta to unlock Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 3. Those of you who have been subbing to my channel for a long time know the right way to say it. But anyways, many fans are under the belief that Vegeta was just never able to achieve that form, but I've always had my own theory. With the release of Battle of Gods and Revival of F, there may be new evidence to support it, so let's talk about it. Remember to subscribe and also follow me on Twitter and other social media. Check out my website and communicate with me directly. We do know for a fact that Vegeta not only knew about SSJ3, but also witnessed SSJ3 for himself. As I said in my Dragon Ball In-Depth video about these transformations, SSJ3 emits an incredible amount of power, but also drains an incredible amount of power and in many ways life force, and thus Goku shortened his time on Earth and had to go back to the other world sooner than he thought he would. Later, during the fight with Kid Buu, Goku powered up to full power SSJ3 and then burnt out. Goku explains that his physical body had a lot of problems adjusting to the ki output required for SSJ3. Vegeta has always been promoted as being a genius fighter, including by Beerus himself, so to me it's obvious that he picked up on that. But still, DBZ back in 1995 and even GT ended with no evidence at all as to whether or not Vegeta ever unlocked SSJ3, nor did we even learn exactly how that form is unlocked. In Battle of Gods, there's a scene where Vegeta has a rage boost after Beerus slaps Bulma, probably one of the more popular and famous scenes from the movie, and he actually is able to land a blow, actually a number of blows, on Beerus that even SSJ3 Goku couldn't do earlier in the same movie. So a lot of fans have kind of seen this as somewhat of a plot hole, and with good reason, because SSJ3 has always been put over as being stronger than SSJ2, obviously. But the way I took it is that Vegeta's full power SSJ2 with a rage boost was actually slightly, for that moment, during that rage boost. I know a lot of you guys might not agree with me, but this is my theory just from watching this movie over and over again. That rage boost that he had actually put him past Goku, and that's what Roshi says Vegeta has finally surpassed Goku, because I think for that moment when he had that rage boost, he did surpass him, but of course he was unable to sustain it. I think that Goku, in between the 4 years between Battle of Gods and the end of the Buu saga when Kid Buu died, I think that he did train, but Goku, when he fought Beerus, wasn't really enraged. He wasn't really angry. He fought him as more of like a sport versus Vegeta, who was very pissed because he slapped Bulma. So what I always understood, and I've talked to a few people about this, including Super JAYAIN, who, if you know Super JAYAIN, you know that he not only knows about Vegeta, but knows about Vegeta's personal life. And we've kind of come to the conclusion that Vegeta's SSJ2 power, that he's been working in that form, training in that form for 4 years, and that he has mastered SSJ2 even greater than Teen Gohan, or even greater than even Goku, whereas I think Goku has been powering up not only his base form, but also his SSJ3. But again, I think Vegeta's rage boost is what put him over the edge. And I also believe, based on the comments that Beerus made at the end of the movie, when he said both Goku and Vegeta could be trouble later on because of their incredible abilities. He said both Goku and Vegeta. That tells me that even though these guys, Goku and Vegeta, have been training their ass off for the entire series and have continuously unlocked new forms, have continuously become more and more and more powerful, there's a good chance there's evidence here that these guys still have not hit their potential or even close to it. Fast forward to Revival of F, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but both of these guys do have new forms, and thus I do believe that there is a possibility that in Dragon Ball Super we're going to see the explanation of where this came from, and I certainly hope that is the case. Now, back to SSJ3. the big question is, why did Vegeta never use SSJ3? Like I said, I don't believe we actually are ever told exactly how Goku unlocked it. All we know is that he was dead when he did it, and Vegeta was certainly alive in the 4 years in between Battle of Gods and the end of the Buu saga. But I believe, in my theory, is that Vegeta was training his ass off during those 4 years. I think he did unlock SSJ3. I believe that Vegeta did unlock the form, but I think that once he unlocked it, he realized, like what happened during the fight with Kid Buu, that the form was imperfect, it had a serious flaw, and he knew that in real combat, you can't just blow yourself away like that. You can't just blow all your energy too soon. I think that he knew that SSJ2 in his case was, and maybe even SSJ1, and of course we're going to get to Toriyama's comments in a minute about that, but I believe that he knew that SSJ2 was probably more fit for combat, especially as the fight continues on. Now, the longer the fight goes, the better. I do think that Vegeta learned SSJ3, or maybe he chose not to learn SSJ3 at all, but I don't think that Vegeta was quote-unquote weaker than Goku. I don't think that Vegeta didn't unlock it because he never hit the level, because like I said, Beerus said great things about both of them. And thus, I believe that Vegeta either could do SSJ3 and chose not to, or he didn't even bother training for that form because he knew of its flaws. That's my theory. I want to know what you think in the comment section. Do you think I'm right on this one? Give it some thought. I know we're going to have some Goku fanboys who might not agree with me, but I do think, just based on Beerus's comments, and you know, the whole thing about this, like Dragon Ball Nation, is that it's more so about feats when it comes to Dragon Ball, and more so about how impressive you look in the show. And when Vegeta was able to score some blows on Beerus, even though he didn't even come close to beating him, he still scored some blows on him. That tells me that his SSJ2 plus the Rage Boost is stronger than Goku's calmer SSJ3. Again, my opinion. Also, as I said earlier about Toriyama, Toriyama did make the comment in an interview that SSJ2 and 3 are actually just mutated power-ups from SSJ1, which to me is totally a retcon, because the entire idea behind SSJ2 is that it was the perfect form after the failed attempts from Vegeta and Trunks during the Cell Saga. I do believe that SSJ2 was the perfect form, but now Toriyama's saying that SSJ2 and 3 aren't even needed anymore, and that after Battle of Gods, Goku primarily kept training and powering up his SSJ1 form. So that's what he said. Somewhat contradicts the manga in a way, but I'll accept it because it's not a contradiction to the point where I'm actually offended by it, like some of the other contradictions that have been made. I'm okay with it personally. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, one more thing. Do you want to see Vegeta unlock SSJ3 in Dragon Ball Super, which, as we know, probably very most likely takes place after Battle of Gods, before Revival of F, so there's a chance that Vegeta could unlock it. Do you want to see it, or do you think it's just fan service at this point? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll catch you down the road.